Okay. Um, Today on this video, I would like to address the question of, do Jews homeschool? Um, I have no idea what the statistics are, or how to get that. So I have no idea as far as that regard goes. One answer would be no. As an American, Northern American vicinity, most Jews in North America are Reform. They tend to be Democratic, liberal, progressive, that type of thing. So, most of them do not homeschool. The second answer would be yes, absolutely. Jews are specifically designed for homeschooling. Education is in the sanctuary, but it's more so in the home. And also, as part of that, Judaism is one of those religions, as is Christianity, as is Islam, right? That the whole Abrahamic monotheistic, all three are very 24/7 religion. It's a lifestyle. It isn't something that you do for a couple hours on Sunday, or when you feel like it, or because your grandmother blah blah blah, or because the country or the neighbors are blah blah blah. It isn't that. It is a belief system and a lifestyle like that. So anyway, another thing that I kind of wanted to address here is that the United Nations is trying very, very hard to replace the American idea of freedom of religion, the whole Western tradition, Western culture, Western heritage, whatever term you want to use. The idea of freedom of religion is very open and available for those whose belief system is a lifestyle, is a 24/7 kind of a deal. They're trying to replace it with freedom of worship, which means it is restricted to the four walls of a home or the four walls of a faith community. Maybe the four walls of an organization if it is state approved. If the government agrees, it will give you parameters, limits, confinements of what it will accept and not accept in the whole idea of freedom of worship. So be very careful with the terminology, that you don't lose the 24/7 aspect, whether that is you specifically or not. Be aware of the fact that there are many people who it is a lifestyle. It isn't limited or confined like that. Be careful that we don't lose that we don't encourage the idea of compartmentalization, separating, segregating the whole faith aspect. So, as far as the answer of yes, Judaism is very sanctuary specific and very home oriented. So Judaism is very much educating in the home. I am going to read a few verses in this respect to show you kind of what I mean. In Genesis 18, verse 19 Um, this is God speaking to Abraham. It says, "For I have chosen him, so that he will direct his children and his household after him, to keep the way of the Lord, by doing what is right and just, so that the Lord will bring about for him what he has promised him." That any household can claim, as far as it's home centered. That's what it is. Deuteronomy 6, verses 6 and 7. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them to your children. Speaking of, say hi. Bye. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Your forehead, your brain, your mind, your third eye, and your hands. That goes into the Christian idea of the mark of the beast. At this point in time in our history, we are very hypersensitive to the RFID chips, and whether that is a practice run for anything else that might be coming down the pike. Most people are very alert. God makes it pretty clear that you need to be careful who you serve. You will serve somebody or something. And so how our hands and our heads are marked is a very sensitive topic that I'm not going to address too far in here, but it is here, and we are to be aware of that. Anyway, write them on your door frames of the homes and on your gates. Again, be aware of the people and the things that you are introducing and bringing into your home, and those things that you are taking and going out. When you leave your home and go out to the grocery store, out to your civic duties, out to your city gates, whatever activities you do outside of your home, again, it goes back to that 24/7 aspect. It's not just the confinements of any four walls. It is when you come in, when you go out, when you lay down, when you get up, all the time. Proverbs 22 and verse 6. Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. And then Ephesians 6. And verse 4. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and the instruction of the Lord. So, even for our Christian family members and friends and everybody else, both the Old Testament and the New Testament, make it clear. Again, if you're walking with God, it is not something that you put on and then take off at your convenience. It is a lifestyle, and it impacts everything that a parent does when it comes with their children. So, do Jews homeschool? Do they educate? No. And very much yes. Thank you.